Donald Trump is in terror as Iran continues to threaten his life. Iran is directly threatening Donald Trump's life, and they are threatening Donald Trump's life through their proxies in Iraq, who just released a manifesto in Iran. They released a video on their state media talking about the Secret Service routes that Donald Trump uses. They did a whole video. I'm obviously not going to show that video. Also, there was a major Iranian political figure on one of their state TV fundraising regarding threats about Donald Trump. And we already know previously that there were these threats that may have been made, and that could have been the reason that Donald Trump perceived that there were threats that were being made. And that's why Donald Trump went from the Qatari Air Force One to the old Air Force One. That's at least what was being reported by lots of news outlets. Then Donald Trump made the Department of Justice and FBI investigate these news outlets about where their sources were. And then this also follows the funeral procession of Ayatollah Khomeini, where, of course, there were lots of signs threatening Donald Trump. And then there was the Lego Trump ceremony at the very end of the funeral procession, where they burned a Trump Lego in effigy. And so we know this is really getting under Donald Trump's skin. He previously left instructions, and he's talked about this. He says that, and he said this, that if he gets killed by Iran, that he has 1,000 missiles trained on Iran. He posted this publicly. So, I mean, we know that this is getting into Donald Trump's head, where he said that he will obliterate the entire Iranian civilization if Iran goes after him. Let's just talk about what's going on. Let's just stick with the facts of what's going on here. So, the Islamic resistance in Iraq, obviously, Iran-aligned militia umbrella group there, has released a statement announcing a $10 million bounty for anyone who kills Donald Trump. The statement accuses Donald Trump of responsibility for the 2020 strike that killed General Soleimani and Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, describing the reward as being funded through donations from the group's supporters. The announcement comes amid rapidly escalating regional tensions, as obviously the U.S. has escalated, attacking the Iranian bridges and other civilian infrastructure. Now, you'll remember when Donald Trump was in the Oval Office with the new Iraqi prime minister, Donald Trump bragged about killing Soleimani and killing some of the Iraqi leaders who were Shiites and aligned with Iran. And then Donald Trump asked the Iraqi prime minister, I'll show you this in a little bit. Remember, Trump asked the Iraqi prime minister, bad guy, right? What do you think about him? And then the Iraqi prime minister, knows how big the Shiite community, of course, is in Iraq. And he didn't know how to respond. He goes, let's just look forward to the future. Let's just look forward to the future. And so at the same time, you have that Iraqi militia posting that. You have this Iranian politician right here, former Iranian member of parliament, Sattar Hedayakta. He called on Iranians to each donate $1 per month, claiming that after a year, they would have $1 billion to pay an American or to pay somebody to assassinate Donald Trump. He then removed his hat and urged those in attendance to fill it with gold and money, saying it would fund revenge, is when that was aired on one of the Iranian channels right there. And then Iranian TV Channel 3 broadcast a video analyzing the Secret Service motorcade carrying Donald Trump in New York and Florida and highlighting purported security vulnerabilities in the route. And again, I'm not going to show the video for obvious reasons. The video identified the presidential limousine, the Suburbans carrying Secret Service personnel, radar jamming systems designed to counter bombs and drones, the emergency response vehicles, and analyzed the motorcade routes and security procedures. And it did it at a very granular level. And they put that out there on Iranian regime media. And of course, you remember what was going on during the Ayatollah funeral processions. And then they did the burning of the Trump Lego and effigy. You remember that. And obviously, this is having, in my opinion, an impact on Donald Trump. I mean, he does appear to be genuinely scared and terrified about all of this. And I'll just remind you of the Lego video. You can just play this portion.
آی مردم این شعله‌ای که می‌بینید شعله حسدشه این چند روز
Here's another portion of that Lego video right there. Let's play it.
برای دشمن این خاک ترسناک‌تر است رفته ولی میماند سید.
Because remember, Donald Trump said, I hope you'll miss me. I hope you'll miss me. He revealed that he left explicit instructions to launch 1,000 missiles and to obliterate the civilization of Iran if something were to happen to him. And then he demanded and effectuated New York Times and other journalists being subpoenaed. FBI agents showed up on the doorsteps of these journalist and served them subpoenas. Who's your source? That's saying how scared Donald Trump is, and that's why Donald Trump didn't go on the Qatari Air Force One and had to go on the old Air Force One.
I've got some breaking news I want to share with you, so let me interrupt for just a minute. Trump just posted a rant defending data centers right after Kathy Hochul signed the nation's first ever statewide data center moratorium. This post may as well have been written by a data center itself. He called them liquid gold, bashed Hochul as political, and claimed that these companies pay for their own water and power. Now, let's just fact check this in real time. Hochul's order pauses new permits for large data centers for up to a year. It's not a permanent ban, so that New York can build real protections for ratepayers, the grid, and water supply before more of these facilities get built. Her response to Trump was blunt. She said, quote, "We hit pause because the communities powering AI should share in its success." And now here's what Trump left out. Nationally, the grid operator serving 13 states found that data centers caused 63% of last year's massive spike in power costs. That's $9.3 billion dumped onto ratepayers, not tech companies. Capacity prices in that region jumped 833% in a single year. Some families are already paying an extra $18 a month just from data center demand. And separately, Trump's own energy policies have already cost the average household over $2,000, with electricity bills up 18% since he took office. Then there's water. A single large data center can drink up to 5 million gallons a day. And in Texas alone, a state that Trump name-checked in that post, data centers are projected to use nearly 400 billion gallons of water a year by 2030. So when Trump says that data centers are a win for everyone, ask the person paying the electric bill. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think of data centers and their impact on the environment and your bills? Do you want to see data centers in your community? What are your thoughts on the Trump administration's climate policy? Sound off right now in the comments below and make your voices heard. Okay, Ben, back to you.
Let me just share with you what Donald Trump said in front of the Iraqi prime minister so you can hear for yourself what he said. Here, let's play this clip.
Country, and I actually think the leaders of Iran were afraid of Soleimani, but I killed him. And by the way, with him went a very bad person also. They happened to be meeting each other at the airport, and a very bad person from Iraq happened to be a leader of Iraq, happened to be killed in that same incident. So I don't know if I did you a favor or not. I've never asked you that question. You probably would know better than me. But no, I think that what we've done to Iran is we've taken away almost all of their military capability.
President,
Explain. He has to hear that. Go ahead.
هو بيسأل عن قاسم سليماني وانه كيف تم قتله على يده في الولايه الاولى له في عندما كان رئيسا للولايات المتحده. فالفكره هو طبعا كان شخص ذكي جدا وعبقري، لكنه كان شرير بنهايه المطاف. وفي حدث استهداف وقتل عراقي كان في صحبته، كانوا يلتقوا في مطار في العراق في بغداد. فهو بيسأل هل هو كان عملكم خدمة أم لا؟ ما هي النظرة بالنسبة لمقتل سليماني؟
وأنا في ذاك الوقت لا أمارس
At
السياسة.
that time, I was not in politics.
وليد كل جيتي نتحدث عن المستقبل إيش راح
In
نسوي.
my visit, I'd like to talk about the future.
شبعانين من ماضينا
Because,
القديم.
we are fed up with the past.
Now, this comes at a time where there's obviously been massive escalation in the Trump-Netanyahu war in Iran. You have Donald Trump attacking bridges in Iran, in Bandar Abbas and other areas. And the Trump regime confirmed that they're out there destroying these bridges right now, killing civilians, number of civilians, at least as of last night. I believe it was 7 to 9 civilians were killed on the bridges that were being targeted by the Trump regime. The Trump regime says we're targeting the bridges because that's used to transport missiles to Iran's navy. But the Trump regime claimed previously that they obliterated Iran's navy and it doesn't exist and they don't have missiles. So why would you need to destroy the bridges if you destroyed the missiles and the navy and Iran is obliterated and you obliterated their nuclear program last June? But of course, we know the Trump regime lies about everything. We know in response, I'll just play the B-roll up. We don't need to play the clips. Iran's been striking hard in Bahrain, in Qatar, in Kuwait, in Jordan, in certain areas of Iraq. And notably, these Arab nations deny that there have been direct strikes. But we always know they lie. They always go, there was no drone strikes, but we were hit with debris. And so the debris made things catch on fire. No, I mean, we see lots of Patriot interceptors that are being used. And again, U.S. munitions are going down. The U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve is basically bye-bye at this point. I mean, we're in a real catastrophic economic situation right now here in the United States. The crack spreads, which is the delta or difference between the price of crude and the price of refinery, the price from the refinery oil that's sold to the gas stations and made into diesel. The crack spreads are now as high as they've ever been, $70, $71, $72 a barrel crack spreads, meaning the difference between the crude and the refinery price, right? But now the crude is going up and the refinery prices are going up and the spreads are increasing. It's a true recipe for disaster. I'm sure you're seeing the price at the pump go up, and with our strategic reserves being depleted and Trump going further and further in the escalatory trap, things are looking very grim, right? Trump attacked Iranian infrastructure, killed Iranian civilians. So Iran says, okay, the enemy, referring to the Trump, United States, has taken steps toward striking Iran's transportation infrastructure. MB Ghalibaf's informal spokesperson says the immediate response is to close down the Bab el-Mandab Strait in both directions to set aside the military-civilian distinction in striking Gulf Arab countries. Iran strikes on U.S. military infrastructure in the region have intensified significantly. And also, remember Donald Trump said 2 days ago that Iran freed prisoner or prisoners, and that Trump was thankful for it. But at the same time, Trump escalated the attacks on Iran. Iran's just saying, we haven't released any prisoner. We have no clue what the hell he's talking about. Remember early on in the war, Trump's like, Iran gave me a gift. I can't tell you. They gave me a secret gift. I mean, he's truly a deranged psychopath. Here's a map of the U.S. strikes on Iran. You can see for yourself what those strikes look like. Pete Hegseth is posting, Iran does not control the Strait of Hormuz. Iran does not control the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, I talked about this yesterday. Wall Street Journal reported on it as well. You have CENTCOM is broadcasting to the tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. You're free to go. The southern lane is open. Use the Oman lane. Go, go, go. And the captains of these tankers are telling CENTCOM, excuse my language here, go fuck off. By the way, that's the title of this book. Come on, the title of the MeidasTouch book. WTF America is the title of our book. Because don't you wake up and when I tell you this whole story, when I tell you what's going on, don't you just go WTF? By the way, this is dedicated to you. You're like the fourth author. It's me, Brett, Jordy, and you, because I channeled the Meidas Mighty. I dedicate this book to you. By the way, pre-orders are available now. Pre-order it. It comes out in October. But that's what's going on with the Trump regime. That's what's going on with the Trump regime right now. And again, we're seeing these massive strikes take place throughout the Arab nations. I suspect we'll see more attack on infrastructure soon. This is going to keep on escalating and escalating and escalating. And that's what happens when you have somebody like Trump who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, who's malicious, a malignant narcissist. And Iran's obviously trying to get into his head as well, with all of these, with all of these threats. And so tell me what you think about it all. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Oh, I know what story I was going to say. So the tankers were telling CENTCOM, go F off. Like, what the hell are you doing? And it's just an incredible thing that you have these tankers saying CENTCOM lacks credibility because 7 other tankers were blown up by Iran that followed the advice of CENTCOM. So the tankers are like, that's what I wanted to do. I lost my train of thought. So that's what, because I was plugging the book, so I lost my train of thought. But that's what the tankers are saying to CENTCOM. And for those who know maritime law with the pecking order of like CENTCOM would normally be the most credible voice. So the fact that tanker captains are saying go F off to CENTCOM is like a pretty profound development. Anyway, we'll keep you posted every step of the way. Wow. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Breaking news right now, my brothers and I wrote a book. It's called WTF America. And well, doesn't that just say it all? It comes out officially this October, but you can pre-order your copy today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description below.